The problem acquires even more alarming proportions when fundamentalism and acts of terrorism are easily read as pre-modern reminders. As has been pointed out by other critics also, it is imperative that we understand fundamentalism and terrorism as postmodern even, modern definitely, postmodern even, postmodern responses to contemporary political realities. Unfortunately, global media, particularly American, have opted not to acknowledge them. It is not because they are stupid, but the simple reason that if they do that, they will also have to come clean and own responsibility for the aftermath of their own global geopolitical interests and interventions for investments. The High Court judgments, I think, seem to follow a similar path. A property dispute around a mosque with historical and religious dimensions was settled by taking non-judicial aspects into consideration. The logic, as again said earlier, seems to be that the logic or otherwise seems to be that since it is a question of religion, the larger number of believers as reported must. The logic or otherwise seems to be that since it is a question of religion, the larger number of believers as reported must make it correct. Even if you try to understand the verdict as per the standards of a wise Solomon, the whole division of the child, of a wise Solomon, and suspend our judgment to think of this verdict as the best possible one in the given situation, serving the larger interest of communal harmony and national integration, the question still remains. One fails to understand why the verdict could not have at least taken cognizance of 1992. If justice is also seen to be done, then it must also address the injustice of that act of vandalism. At a time when all of us are also watching with bated breath for news of every hearing and every postponement related to Gujarat 2002, the silence on justice over another aspect of a property dispute is telling. The majority High Court verdict seems to go against the secular credentials of the nation. Hopefully, this verdict that seemingly appeases the supposed majority, it's always the other way around. Now we see appeasement of the majority. The verdict that seemingly appeases the supposed majority and blatantly evades the political responsibility of the majority by sanctioning the demolition of a religio-political symbol of international significance, hopefully will not lead to further acts of violence. But there is still hope. I'll conclude with this, but there is still hope. And here I'm not referring to a future Supreme Court ruling. Rather, in the very acceptance of the verdict, in deciding to appeal and declaring that they will abide by the final verdict of the Supreme Court, whatever that might be, the Muslim community seems to be making moves to reform itself as a political community. And that is the hope here. Apart from the shocks and sighs, most Muslims I have also discussed the matter with seem to accept the verdict most often with a wry humor. There's nothing surprising here. What did you expect, right? A wry humor which would probably have found full expression if not for the fear of probably a contempt of court. Yeah, I think I will stop here, but the only last thing which has been, I had written down in a little more detail about the whole title or the DABMSA. I was thinking that it seems to be a Dalit, Adivasi, etc. So when the minority came, I was wondering whether is it that Dalits, Adivasis, Bahujans, etc. are not minorities because they are being a bit forcibly accommodated within the Hindu-Indian fold? Or is it that Christian, Muslim and other minorities have other religious and political destinies? Even as they run helter-skelter for shelter, such questions point to the nature of work which is yet to be done. And I'm sure Dabmsa will take up these issues in a much more concerted manner. Thank you.
That was a very insightful talk. Before going into the vote of thanks, I would like to say that we have our collection box. We have received 2,262 rupees from all of you. Thank you. Now I invite Elika Suni, who is our PhD representative of Dabmsa, to say the vote.
On behalf of the organizers and student community, we are most thankful to Mr. Asauddin Owaisi, Honorable Member of Parliament, for accepting our invitation in spite of your busy schedule. Sincerest thanks to Satya sir and Javeed sir for your contribution to this event. Your continued support towards the organization is indeed an encouragement. Special thanks to our teachers Jahangir, DS Sherin and MT Ansari for contributing their valuable opinions to this forum. Let me also take this opportunity to thank everyone in this university who has supported Dabmsa initiatives and hope that you will continue to extend the same support in the future. The organizers would like to sincerely thank Ashmita Das for helping with the newsletter which has been circulated, and Akshu for his brilliant publicity material produced at a short time. Our thanks also goes to Bhanumati of EMMRC for the video recording. Last but not the least, let me also add that we really appreciate everyone here for your presence and making this event a success. We thank you one and all.
Yeah, take one more. Take one. Are you?